Hello. Um, it's not really me doing the video today. It's more an introduction to a video that I was very kindly allowed to film by some guys up here in the northeast who do a lot of traditional storytelling called the Moss Troopers. As any of you know who watch any of my videos, hedge witchery as I practice it is a recreationist path of the old Hag Test path, which is an Anglo-Saxon form of witchcraft and spirituality. Now, there's woefully little evidence in manuscripts and things from, around that period, and what there is, we often, wonder how much of it was later edited by sort of Christian influences and things like that. One sort of manuscript we do have is the Lachnunga, and part of that is the Nine Herbs Charm, which tells the story of Woden hanging on the world tree to get to receive the nine herbs in order to defeat the nine serpents that were attacking the different parts of the world tree. And a lot of people sort of have interpreted this as, these are the nine herbs that can cure all poisons and can be used as a treatment for poisons of the world and the body, and there's a lot of different interpretations of it going around. The nine herbs generally now get translated to be mugwort, betony, lamb's cress, plantain, chamomile, nettle, crabapple, thyme and fennel. But yeah, this is one of the few scripts we texts we have from that period. And on was it Friday? No, it was Saturday night. The Moss Troopers took over Bede's world, and then you reconstructed amphitheatre, which is amazing. And on the latter part of the night, we went into the Thurling's Hall that they have at Bede's world, and these guys did sort of a dramatic reading of the Nine Herbs Charm, which was fantastic. And because it's something that is, you don't see so much about, and it's not explored as much as maybe other paths. Anglo-Saxon paganism isn't explored as much as in other paths. I asked the guys if they would let me film it, that part of the night, so I could share it with you. So this is the Moss Troopers in Bede's world doing a dramatic reading of Woden's Nine Herb Charm, and I hope you enjoy it.
All sickness, all harm, all suffering was in the fangs of this creature. And the hero's sword, however great his strength, however great his valour, could not prevail against it. And as the sickness spread, the sword fell lifeless from his hand, and his spirit plunged down to the dark, cold world of hell far below. Now Woden, Lord of hosts, came in wrath against the creature. But Woden does not come in war bearing the sword or the spear. Victory bringer he is called, but no weapons he needs, only the carved stave bearing the runes and spells of power by which the whole world is bound. He came forth to the serpent, bearing the rune staves, bearing the spells that gave him power over the nine worlds. He threw binding runes upon it, he threw breaking runes upon it, and it shattered and splintered and flew apart into 9 pieces. And the 9 pieces of the 9 serpents flew into the 9 worlds which nestle in the world tree. For know, you dwellers on Middle Earth, that we do not dwell alone in this universe. 8 other worlds rest in the branches of the world tree, and now each of them had a serpent wrapped around its branches, slithering through the 9 worlds, spreading sickness, disease and suffering to all inhabitants. So Woden sought wisdom, deep wisdom. He took the rope, cast it over the rafters of his great hall, tied it round his neck, and was hauled into the rafters, pierced with the spear. His spirit left his body with his last breath. now from the world of the sky gods. Mugwort is burned, beginner of journeys. It has power against 3 and against 30. Can you remember, Mugwort, what was revealed at the mighty proclamation? You have power against 3 and against 30, against sickness, against poison, against on-flying venoms, against the loathsome one who moves through the land. For there, high above the world tree in the realm of the sky gods, Luftdrache, the dragon of the air, wound itself around, the sky winger, looping through the lofty skies, spewing forth the blue poison, spreading sickness. This avails against it. Now Woden's spirit went down, 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 and ever down, down to the land of the earthen gods, down, down to the valley of the maiden. This is Seoward, where Guru Hunter. This is the herb they call wood sour apple. It stands against poison, it stands against pain. It's sent across the seas back by the seal. La Sansection of Versailles Ridge. Down it goes, it deals with that, the brown poison, ever down, down, down. Woden's spirit journeyed down to the realms of the bright ones, the light elves of trees and dells who dwell where the writhing serpent winds. The wasting sickness, the green poison. Do you recall chamomile? What you ended at Alor Ford, that never again would man lose life to sickness when you were prepared for meat. Now down, and down, down, ever down, down to Middle Earth. Yalla Manor, home of every man. Stuna Lisa Wild, Stammer it is called. Hail and stain your ox. It grows on stones. It plagues the farmer's fields, but need Draka spite. Worm lays men low like sheaves of wheat. This fights crimson venom, comes a man in his hour of need. And down, 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 down he journeys, down to the realm of the dark ones, to the swartlings deep in earth dwelling. Chervil the herb is called. Almighty it stands against pain. It stands against poison. It stands against the purple poison, against Brimwold's breath, down in the deep, dark pools, down in the deepest waters dwelling. This has power over him. Now down and down, ever down, down to the land of the giant kin, down to the land ringed by mountains, there ordered by the winged worm, Hootfloger, the outfly.
sword. You, planting mother of herbs! Estan openo, inan, richtigo, open to the east and mighty within. Offer the kratakuran, offer the quenreodan, offer the brudenon, offer the fialasfnaton. Over you, cards creak, over you, woman rise, over you, brides tread, over you, bull snort. You resist the yellow venom, you resist the feet of Essen. And down, down, to the forge where the world was first and ever formed. Down to the world of world-ravaging flames. Fennel, it's named. Mighty against flames, hung against fire, against fever prevails, against the red poison, against the fire, Drake's breath. Now down, down, and down, and never down, down to the land of the freezing mist, down to the land of the ice and snow, where there is no sun, and the harsh winds blow. Down. Stika Ternios worth, Skuna in matter. Nettle, this is called. It stands against poison. And down! Down at last to the silent sea. The silent sea.
Where 9 rivers, dark and slow, flow to hell's country, far below. There dwell the dead. There dwells whale greedy, corpse-hungry serpent, gnawing on the bodies of the slain, spreading the bitter black poison. Forth fly, Atordlother, poison hater, couchgrass called. Though lesser, the greater, the greater, the lesser. Down went Woden. Down, 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 down to the land of the dead. There at last, Woden found himself in the cold and silent country of hell. And there, the souls of the dead clustered round him. Here and there were ones that he recognized in that icy country of hell. Those who had died without their weapons in their hand and were denied forever the joys of the feasting hall of Woden in Walhall. They dwelt there in silence. As they came forth and clustered round, Woden asked them where wisdom could be found. Who held the knowledge of how to defeat the 9 serpents that plagued man with their venom and sickness? And though they tried to speak, though their mouths were open, yet no sound came forth. Woden took then his sharp knife, took the tongues of the dead, and carved on them runes of speech. And then their word hoards were unlocked. the bony coffers of their mind, spilled forth their treasure, and the dead shared their wisdom with the wise one, led him through the cold lands of hell, where mist prevailed, till at last they came to the well at the end of the world. There the weird sisters waited, they who were born before the gods, fate, they who spun out the threads of man's life upon their loom, they who snip the threads when they are done. Woden asked, "What is the doom of men? How am I to defeat these serpents, and once again let men live in peace with no fear of sickness or death?" They only laughed. They laughed at him because in his simplicity he imagined that sickness and death, deadly age and illness, disease and plague could be beaten by heroes with swords and shields, by wizards weaving spells. But, they said, though you cannot defeat these enemies, carry back into Middle-earth the wisdom you have won. Carry back the 9 herbs, and they will spring up wherever you wish them. And those will be man's weapons against sickness and disease, as surely as spears and arrows prevail them against their enemies. These herbs have power against the 9 poisons, against the blue poison, against the brown poison, against the green poison, against the crimson poison, against the purple poison, against the red poison, against the white poison, against the black poison. These 9 herbs prevail. So Woden returned to the land of the living and began everywhere to spread the wisdom of the 9 herbs' charm into Midan-Yarth, to the Middle Earth and the realm of men, so that men might be armed for the struggle against sickness and pain.
And the old man finished his tale, finished his chant, finished his tinctures and his poultices, finished his words. Then Neon Nadran, Neon behelde, Motan Jalla Wioda, Wotum a springan, Says to slupan Jal salt water.